Hi, my patrons. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you very much for your continued support. I really appreciate. So I got some requests about videos in warm up for beginner players, or rather in early stage of violin learning. So I'll be making two videos, one for the right hand warm up, and then another one. And the following week I will do the left hand warm up. So let's start with the right hand warm up. So before we do right hand, let's check the bow grip. So in general, these two middle fingers, so middle finger, ring finger, and the thumb stays a little closer like that. And notice that when I'm trying to curve it all part, if your thumb is rather straight, straightness itself is not an issue, but the stiffness or tension is. So by slightly curving, we're trying to see if we can get rid of the tension and allowing the finger joint, the thumb, be flexible. So just keep that in mind. And then the rest of the hands and try to see if you can stretch out a bit the space out. So now here, middle fingers and ring finger with a thumb goes where when you look there's a frog and there's a little leather. So you place that one in between the thumb, a little curve, right, like that. Oops, I don't know if you can see. Like that, and then two middle fingers. And then see, this part is so that you have a better grip for the index. Try to create a little hook and then see if you can hook it really well. And that way you can later apply bow weight. I'm sorry, the weight of the arm. So again, this one. And feel free to go a little deeper. If you hold it only at the tip, that's going to be hard to control. So feel free to go a little deeper. So a little like that. Yeah. And then wrap your index finger and then pinky, allow it, not, don't go too far, you don't have to touch the end, just closer, just a little spacing. But it is important that you, if you have to place it the tip of the pinky, because the function will be later to be able to do this one. Yeah, so I'm really exaggerating. So once you do that one, now try to see where about the middle of the bow is from here to that one, approximately. It doesn't have to be precise. And then see if you can place it on the A string. Then you should see the arm about perpendicular or close to that one. So that's the placement that we want. Now what we do is just simply open your arm and closing it. While you're doing that one, see if you're not just pulling your arm this way, but open your arm while keeping the bow in the same spot if you can. That's enough. You don't have to go all the way to the tip. Just to the middle where you started. If you feel comfortable, now when you go past the perpendicular angle, but close your arm a little more. This way. That's enough. And that's enough like that. And now you raise your right elbow, do the same thing. So what we're doing is we're trying to warm up the middle section of the part where it involves simply opening and closing your arm. You can do the all different string. Remember, the elbow height has to be adjusted when you're on G string, especially. Opening and closing a little more than past the perpendicular angle. Like that. Then go D again. Now A, elbow a little lower. Now even lower, now E string. Here try not to press too much, but rather treat it like you're guiding the direction of the bow, just so that it doesn't go this way. And then gently opening your arm and closing it. So we're trying to warm up to play the violin without force or with minimum of force. That's what we're trying to do. The next one you want to try is learning to bring the bow back to the correct contact point. Contact point is where the hair is touching on the string. So at the beginning, we want to learn to keep the contact point in the center, exactly in between fingerboard and the bridge. That's harder than we think, isn't it? So now we're training ourselves to be able to move our bow so that we keep the bow here exactly in the center, in between fingerboard and then bridge. So now what I need you to do is start from the middle And then see if you can bring it at the end of the fingerboard. Just for the simplicity's sake, we number it. So this would be contact point 3. At the end of the fingerboard being contact point 5. Right at the bridge being contact point 1 would be contact point 1, 2, 3 being exactly in the middle, 4 and 5. So you start from contact point 3, then see if you can end up with contact point 5 while moving your bow. Again, from the middle, contact point 3 to 5 in continuous bow, move it away. The key is you should be able to move the contact point without stopping the bow. See if you can do the same thing in up bow. Contact point 3, and then move it to contact point 5. Now this time you do the reverse. Now start from contact point 5 and then move it to contact point 3 from here to that one. And then stay there. Again. So here, of course, we can look it, but it would be better if you have a mirror so that you can look. Until then, and a little later, I will show you how to control it without a mirror. But for now, if you can have a mirror on so that you can actually watch how your bow moves, that would be great. We're just trying to introduce our right hand, how you can actually regain the control of the bow. Last one. We briefly mentioned that at the beginning that we adjust the elbow height depending on the string. And that is very, very important when you change strings. So from early on, we want to introduce our right hand to be very alert of each string change by moving your elbow high or low. And then you want to include that one in your warm up. Again, open string, hold the violin here. So now if we start A string, then lower elbow, E, elbow raise, A again, and the E. If you feel comfortable, then you go to the other string. D, elbow a little higher, start it. Then lower A, elbow raise for D string, and lower A. Notice that when I'm not going all the way to the frog at the tip, I'm just staying somewhat in the middle, and that's okay for now. Now raise elbow, let's go G string, down bow, and lower D string. Raise right elbow, G, and D string. Now, if you feel comfortable, now let's see if we can do 2 strings in one bow. Start G string and continue moving down on the D string by lowering your elbow like this. Lower right elbow. Just down bow for now. Once again. Then lower right elbow. Same down bow. Let's try some D and A string. Elbow up it high about this much. And A, lower elbow. Notice that when the elbow gets lower, a little right before the string change. Now here. Same thing, A and E string. E. And A. Then E. Now you're learning how to do slurs and while changing the strings. If you feel comfortable, then you do with the up bow. This time we're going to start up bow, E, and going to the A string. Same idea, the elbow gets adjusted before you change the string. E, A. Again, bring the bow at the upper half. E, now raise it. A. Now let's see if we can do some A and D string. Elbow raise, D. Again, A. Elbow raise, D. And last, D and G. Elbow raise. Again. Elbow raise. Now I am moving my right elbow a little larger degree than what I normally do just to make a point. And it's not a bad idea to exaggerate the motion a bit when we're new. But then a little later, once our body understood how to move and the correct timing to move, it will move out automatically in the right degree. Yeah. I wish you all happy practicing and look forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye-bye.